Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is Monday, the 3rd day of December. It's National Roof Over Your Head Day. So that is something to be thankful for.
Oh, gosh, of course it is.
If you're waking up and, in a place that's warm and have a roof over your head every day, that's a darn good thing. So be thankful for that. Also, I've got a quote for today from Sharon Bigley. Sharon says, "Somewhere, something incredible is waiting to be known." I like that. I've got something that's incredible that's waiting to be known. You know what that is?
Yeah, but I can't talk about it on the radio.
Would you just stop? No. She's my wife. She likes to be silly. No, it's a Movie Star Monday, and I have Keesha Sharp joining us. You might remember her from the movie Marshall. You might remember her from the movie Are We There Yet? You might even know her from Lethal Weapon on Fox. We're going to chat a lot about that. I'm super excited that we get a chance to chat with her. That's coming up here in just a short while. Thank you for listening to a Movie Star Monday on the John and Heidi Show.
Want to honor a veteran? Consider giving to Veterans Tickets Foundation, a national nonprofit who supports our currently serving military, veterans, and family members of those we've lost in action by providing them with free tickets to sporting events, concerts, performing arts, and family activities. VetTix is dedicated to giving back to those who gave us so much. Learn how you can help at vettix.org. VetTix.org.
Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? Heidi, you ready to play?
I am ready.
All right. This one's going to be tough. Tell me, Heidi. The Refuge, Flowood, Missouri. The Refuge. Is it a golf
going to
course
say
or
that
is
is
it
a rehab center.
Well, you know what? You're wrong. It's a golf course.
Really?
The Refuge.
Yeah.
Yep. It is a golf course. I told you ahead of time it's going to be tough because I was trying to throw you a bone there, Heidi.
Oh, yeah, you were.
Or was I trying to throw you off? we play well together, don't we? Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We're getting to the time of year where we start planning for holiday parties and other events that often include alcohol. I encourage you to have some alcohol-free options as well. And if you are drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. TimeForRehab.com would love to connect you with someone who can be there for you or that loved one. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, we're here for you. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com. And this is your brain on drugs. According to police, a Florida man this is bizarre. He was arrested after he went after his roommate with a machete. 46-year-old Scott Thomas grabbed the weapon and went after his roommate after the man had gone into his room to avoid an argument. Well, it was probably a good idea that he went in a different room, because once he got in that room, he used the machete to strike the door several times, eventually breaking through it. This reminds me of The Shining.
Holy cow.
The victim reportedly closed the door and locked it when he saw Scott coming towards him with the machete. Police say the victim saw the blade break through the door. He immediately called the police. Scott was arrested and charged with aggravated assault. In the affidavit, it indicates that he was definitely under the influence of alcohol. So he got drunk and decided to go after his roommate with a machete.
That dude might want to find a new roommate.
Yeah, I would say. And maybe get some stronger doors. I'm just saying. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, Catherine Zeta-Jones says that she was devastated when Michael Douglas was accused of sexually harassing an actress 10 years ago. I would be, too, if I found out that you did something. Now, were they married when that happened? Do you know, Catherine Zeta-Jones? Have they been together for 10 years?
Who cares? I don't know.
I don't know if they have either. Real Housewife of New York, Bethany Frankel, says she plans to buy Christmas gifts for 100 people. Do you think it's going to be her doing it, or does she have an assistant?
She's probably got somebody else doing it. I would love to do that, by the way. So she's looking for someone to go and buy her Christmas gifts.
Would you really?
I would love it.
You should do that. You know what? You'd be really good at that.
I am good at that.
Heidi is also really good at being a bargain hunter.
Yeah.
So you'd be like, I have a budget of $10,000. Heidi'd come back. She's like, well, here's $8,000 back. What happened? You didn't spend it all? No. Look what deals I got, though. That's going to do it for Big Screen, Little Screen. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Every day, approximately 23 U.S. military veterans take their own lives. Big Paws Canine Foundation is helping to decrease that number, providing service and companion dogs to our disabled veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Partnering a hero with a specifically trained dog significantly reduces the incidence of suicide, and your support makes all the difference. Find out how you can help our American heroes. Join the pack at BigPawsCanine.com.
Now, your scoop of the day, brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. You should make monkey noises every time when I say that.
No.
You sure?
You
don't want to do that? Okay. Ukraine's security service says they have secret offices on the ships that Russians seized during the standoff near the Crimean Peninsula. Hey, you guys, do you understand what a secret is, right? You don't tell the world. It's okay. We have secret officers on those ships. Not anymore. What in the world? Who puts out a press release telling people they have secret officers that are on the ships? That's a bad idea. An Australian cow that is 6 foot 4 inches tall is being declared the world's tallest cow. I'm really glad
How
this cow.
tall is the cow?
6 foot 4 inches tall.
Holy
The
cow.
world's. I'm just glad he came along because I used to be the world's tallest cow.
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, you know what? The joke online.
That's how tall he is when he's standing on all fours, right?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Crazy.
There was a joke online.
I'd like to see that.
That had a different person's name in there, and I wasn't going to make fun of someone else. So I put my own self in that little spot. So see, that's the kind of person I am. I'm a giver, Heidi. I'm a giver, and apparently
You're something.
And apparently a tall cow. A new study has found billions of tons of food, amounting to roughly $1 trillion worth of food, goes to waste every year without ever reaching a consumer's plate. This according to the Global Panel on Agriculture and Food Systems for Nutrition. The total annual waste accounts for 1/3 of all food produced for human consumption. At the same time, experts say billions of people worldwide have poor or inadequate diets. Here's an idea. Maybe we figure out what we're throwing away and we quit producing so much of that and figure out what we're running out of and we produce more of that. Just an idea. I'm not part of the Global Panel on Agriculture and Food Systems for Nutrition, but I am a thinker. So there you go. A new study found that every human being is a descendant of the same couple who lived about 200,000 years ago, according to this study. It's a stunning find.
I've known that for years.
Are you shocked?
No, I have a book that talks all about it. If
Yeah.
anybody would like to borrow it, I'd be happy to loan it.
Does it
to you.
start with the chapter called Genesis?
Yeah.
Wait till you get to the end. It's a doozy. A new study. Oh, we just did that one. The world's largest weed store has officially opened now. Guess where it is? The world's largest
I have
weed
no
store.
idea where.
It's in Las Vegas, of course. What else? Where else would you expect it? Of course it's in Sin City. A fight broke out at an ATM. This is so crazy. Listen to this story. This happened in Houston at a Bank of America branch. They had an ATM that was spitting out $100 bills instead of $20 bills.
Whoa.
And a fight broke out. Who told anyone else about this? I mean, if you were up there, wouldn't you drain your account?
Absolutely.
Honestly, I probably wouldn't. I'd go into the bank and say, you guys know you got an issue out here, don't you? I remember we drove away from the bank once, and I had made a deposit, and I don't remember what it was. They like gave me somebody else's money or something. What was it? Do you even remember?
I don't know.
I remember we got like 3 blocks away, and I was like, whoa, this isn't right. And there was like way more money than I was supposed to have. And we went back to the bank and gave it back to her, and that lady was like, I can't believe you came back. Like, you would have figured it out eventually, I'm sure. And even if you wouldn't have, I would have known it was wrong. So, no, we're not going to do that. But there was a big fight that broke out over people getting $100 bills instead of $20 bills. And the Australian easy for me to say. You want to try this one? No? Australian Transportation Safety Board investigating a pilot who fell asleep and missed the runway
by
29 miles.
I saw this.
I could see missing the runway by, a couple of feet, but 29 miles?
It was just a cargo plane.
Well,
anyway.
it doesn't matter. Just a cargo plane?
It doesn't take long to go 29 miles when you're in it's not like he was driving a car and he went 29 miles.
That's true.
It was probably 3 seconds that he had dozed off.
The thing beeps. Beep, beep, beep. Look, hey. That beep means I should have landed. Oh, and this beep means this break is too long. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Are you trying to find the perfect gift for someone with a good sense of humor? FunkyMonkeyShirts.com has a good selection of funny t-shirts and more. Some with Christmas themes. One that even replaces the ugly Christmas sweater for your next party. Find some silly shirts at FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. Also, learn how you can sell your own designs to make some extra Christmas cash. There's a link at the bottom of the page at funkymonkeyshirts.com. funkymonkeyshirts.com. That's funkymonkeyshirts.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Movie Star Monday. Our guest today, Keesha Sharp. You can see her on Lethal Weapon on Fox. Keesha, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
We are super excited for you with all the success you're having with the television program Lethal Weapon. But I got to ask, were you a big fan of the movie franchise as well? I was a huge fan of that. Were you a fan too?
I just want to know who wasn't.
Exactly. It was awesome, wasn't it?
Awesome. I'm telling you, Mel Gibson and Danny. And honestly, you think that no one could do what they did. And so to be able to bring a show to television and bring it to life and be able to bring homage to that was something I'm really honored to be a part of.
So let's talk about what that was like to get the phone call saying, hey, you're going to be a part of Lethal Weapon on Fox.
Oh, my goodness. The call. I can still see myself sitting in shock and my husband looking at me. I'm like, oh, I got it. It's a feeling that I'll never forget, a moment I'll never forget, especially because I was such a huge fan of the franchise. So to be a part of it in any way was just unbelievable.
Now, in addition to the success you've had with this television program, you've also done many movies as well. Do you have a preference of being on the big screen or the little screen, or do you not necessarily have a preference?
I just kind of like being on the screen. But because I love acting, I love what I do, and I love it whether it's on the small screen or the big screen. I really do. And also, obviously, I love directing. I just directed a Lethal Weapon episode, and I love that as well. It's just, I love all of it. I'm an artist, so I do. I really do. Love it all. In addition to Lethal Weapon, you've recently starred in the movie Marshall. Let's talk about your role in that movie. Oh, yes. I played Buster Marshall, Thurgood Marshall's wife. I tend to play a lot of wives who are very strong behind really powerful men. And a lot, I say the women behind the strong men are just as strong, and they're holding up, giving them the strength they need to do what they did in their lives. So it was an amazing experience. And if you know anything about Thurgood Marshall, he's such a staple and an activist for civil rights in every way. So to be able to bring that story in some small way to the big screen was an honor.
Well, that's fantastic. And I know that's a movie that many people absolutely loved. And the thing that's interesting, people learn a lot by watching movies nowadays. We used to learn a lot by reading books. Now we'll go to a movie and we'll learn something. And then I think sometimes that prompts people to go out and actually pick up a book and read more about that subject.
Yes, and I think that's okay, as long as we're still reading,
Yeah.
I think it's something that as an artist you want to be able to teach through your art, and showing people through visual arts is something that just is important.
Exactly. Again, our guest today is Keesha Sharp. She is on Lethal Weapon on Fox on Tuesday nights. Now, for people who are big fans of the movie franchise, they're going to watch this. They're going to know the story, but it's not exactly the same storyline as they're going to see from the movie. Is that right?
We not kind of. The first two seasons, for sure, are a little closer to the franchise, but still different. We pay homage to the franchise, but we change it up and for the television series, which I think is important and great. And this third season is really taking its own, the television show is really taking its own lane at this point. We've added a character who's pretty incredible, a really lethal weapon, Wesley Cole, and he knows 7 languages. He knows every martial arts there is. He was in the CIA. He was by it's a great new direction that we're moving in, and I think people are really loving that because it's different, but still just as great.
Now, something I think is pretty cool, your character Trish on the television show, she was not necessarily featured in the movie as much, but in the TV program Lethal Weapon, she's a pretty important character, isn't she?
For sure. I also think with the movie, you only have, 60, 90 minutes to show a story, right? And they had 4 movies. That's not enough time to really delve into every character. So with the television series, you really get a chance to do that. So I love that they're doing that with Trish Murtaugh. She's now this woman in the television series. She's a high-powered defense attorney. She's a mom. She's a wife. And she has to juggle all of that. And it's important to see because a lot of women today are doing that. They have to juggle career, a wife, a mother, and just seeing Trish do it. And not so, she's not a power. She makes mistakes like we all do, and I think it's important to see we're learning from that. I love bringing this woman to life and and I think it's important as a role model as well.
Keisha, thank you again for taking the time to chat with us about Lethal Weapon. Do you have any other projects that you're working on right now you'd like to chat about?
Yeah, we're working on the Eartha Kitt project movie right now. I'm really excited about it. Something I've been wanting to do for over 2 decades, and it's finally happening. I'm so happy about it, and I'm happy that people get to know who Eartha Kitt was. She was an amazing woman, and I get to bring her to the big screen, and I'm excited about that.
I think that's awesome. Well, congratulations on that, and also on all the success you've had. I'm looking at just a whole pile of awards that you've won here, so congratulations to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this interview. I really appreciate it.
Again, Keisha Sharp has been our guest for this Movie Star Monday. You can see her on Lethal Weapon on Fox on Tuesday nights. We're going to throw a link in the show notes to make it really easy to find all the details. You'll find that at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A school of higher learning actually measured Tootsie Pop licks. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
Everybody knows this. 3.
3 is incorrect. 364 licks. Yes, according to the engineer students at Purdue University who used a proprietary licking machine rather than a human tongue. I just think that's ridiculous. But you know what? Thanks for the effort. I mean, really. Now work on something that matters.
They couldn't find volunteers that wanted to do this study with the tongue.
A whole lot of licking going on.
Maybe they tried and they get like a certain number of licks in and they bite it. And
I'm licked.
Like, darn it! Now we got to start all over.
How many licks? 364 licks. This has been today's fun fact.
FreshPatch.com is making dogs like me happy. They send out real grass pads for us to use indoors. Now when it's cold outside, I can go inside. And when I've used up the real grass patch, the mailman brings me a new Fresh Patch. It's the best idea since doggy treats. Convince your mommy to try it today. I suggest you try Puppy Dog Eyes. FreshPatch.com. Use promo code RADIO to save 10%. That's FreshPatch.com, promo code RADIO.
Time now for the grandiloquent word of the day. It is hermeneutic. Hermeneutic. What do you think hermeneutic means?
I don't know.
If I spell it, will that help? Hermeneutic. Hermeneutic.
No,
now you know?
Doesn't help at all.
Hermeneutic. Imperplexitive or explanatory in nature. I think I might need help on this one. How about this one? The study or the study of the methodology principles of interpolation. Hermeneutic. A method or principle of interpretation. Hermeneutic. I still don't know what it means, and I don't know what those things mean.
No.
We're going to just move on. This has been today's very bizarre grandiloquent word.
Want to honor a veteran? Consider giving to Veterans Tickets Foundation, a national nonprofit who supports our currently serving military, veterans, and family members of those we've lost in action by providing them with free tickets to sporting events, concerts, performing arts, and family activities. VetTix is dedicated to giving back to those who gave us so much. Learn how you can help at vettix.org. VetTix, TIX.org.
Now some weird news for you on a Monday. 2 South Carolina roommates had to contact the police to report their home had been burglarized, and they listed things that had been stolen. Let's see, frozen pizzas, check. Hot dog, check. Bottle of Jack Daniels, check. Cremated remains of a relative. What? Who would steal that? Upon returning to their home, Alicia Mosley and Savannah Fruki noticed their front door was unlocked. They told the officers that after the break-in last month, they had the front door lock replaced, and they were the only ones that had a key to the new deadbolt. An inventory of their residence revealed the burglar or burglars swiped some cosmetics, a Roku device, jewelry, assorted food items for some reason, and the girl's father's ashes. What? The report does not address why the ashes were stolen. In prior thefts, intruders had mistaken cremated remains for powdered narcotics, and that's kind of what they think maybe happened here.
Or maybe
So,
they just like the vase it was in or
I don't
whatever.
know. So somebody's snorting grandpa somewhere. I just don't
Gross.
understand. The girls say, we have no idea who would break into our apartment. So they don't know what's going on. Thanks for listening. This has definitely been today's Weird News.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh. Do you remember earlier in this program we talked about somebody going at somebody with a machete?
Yeah.
Well, we got another one. Florida authorities say a man attacked an elderly landlord with a machete after the older man confronted the tenant about unpaid rent. 48-year-old Jamie Lee Leaks was arrested in Fort Lauderdale and charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. They say 89-year-old Morris Blanchard was renting a studio apartment in his backyard to Leaks. He went to talk to him about late rent, and he pulled a machete and tried to kill him. He suffered cuts to his arms and his legs, but was able to somewhat defend himself with his cane. What a crazy story. I mean, this is so bizarre to have one story with somebody attacking someone with a machete, but to have two in one day, Heidi? Mm-hmm. I mean...
Well, and you owed him rent. Why are you angry about it?
I don't understand.
I don't understand why you'd be attacking
Move.
the guy.
If you don't like it, move. Just craziness. This is definitely today's moment of duh.
Every day, approximately 23 U.S. military veterans take their own lives. Big Paws Canine Foundation is helping to decrease that number, providing service and companion dogs to our disabled veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Partnering a hero with a specifically trained dog significantly reduces the incidence of suicide, and your support makes all the difference. Find out how you can help our American heroes. Join the pack at BigPawsCanine.com.
Time now for fake news or Florida. Heidi, you have to tell me this is fake news or if it's something that really truly happened in the great state of Florida.
Okay.
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Palm Beach man arrested after he was found with 2 boxes of election votes in the back of his car. Fake news or Florida?
Florida.
No, it's actually fake news.
Ah.
Yeah. In real life, it would have been way more than just 2. Thanks for listening to Fake News or Florida.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of Odiva, the monthly subscription service just for the ladies. All of the details at radiosavings.com. I think this is kind of a cool story. First of all, you know, so many of these stories, Heidi, they start out with not such a good story, and then they have like this nice little twist.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what this is. 6th grader leaves a note for a vehicle owner after seeing the school bus driver pull a hit and run. So first thing that happens, school bus driver bangs into a car, and then...
You would think a bus driver would know better.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be responsible.
And I can tell you this, most bus drivers are responsible. So just because one knucklehead did this, don't think that everybody
No,
out there.
absolutely. But I mean, that's kind of like the number one job requirement to become a bus driver. You have to be responsible because you've got all these kids.
A 6th grader is being hailed for his honesty after saving a young college student from having to open his own wallet for unintentional damage. Andrew Sipowicz is a senior at a college, and he was really upset when he walked out to his car and saw that another vehicle had damaged his Mustang. But his mood changed when he saw a little note tucked under the windshield. Windshield wiper, I'll bet, is probably where it was. I doubt they put it under the windshield, unless the bus hit him really hard. The note was written by a 6th grader that said his bus driver pulled out onto the road and hit the car and then fled the scene. The student saw the incident unfold and then returned to the Mustang to leave a note with the bus number. To the amusement of the college student, the youngster even added a little drawing of the school bus with children yelling at each other in the back.
Oh, cute.
He took a photo of the note and the car and posted them on social media, praising the mystery student for their honesty. So a shout out to the 6th grader for saving me a couple thousand bus not drawn to scale. So the anonymous sixth grader. So I guess I was saying he in there, but it could have been a she as well. Either way. So I don't know why I was just assigning a gender for no particular reason, but the sixth grader saved this person a couple $1,000. I think it's really cool. I've got a link to it in the show notes if you'd like to read it. I think it's really neat, and it's really sad the bus driver did that. And I hope, I hope they don't do that kind of thing in the future. They probably won't be driving buses in the future. Just saying. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great Monday.